Selamat pagi semua. Sekarang kami akan membentangkan ULA Development PH Financial Report 2025. Ini adalah group members kami, Chang Kai, Wong Xie Yo Kihan, dan Muhammad Haziq. Next. Ini adalah table of content kami. Introduction, performance ratio, solvency ratio, efficiency ratio, capital structure ratio, comparison, and conclusion. So I'm going to talk about introduction is company overview. UOA Development Berhad is a prominent property investment and development group in Malaysia. It is found in the 1987 and based in the Kuala Lumpur and has a strong focus on property development, construction, investment, and management. It developed many prime commercial and residential properties which are track record of completing projects ahead of schedule. Purpose of company is to keep in the pace with changing environment to constantly add value that need to be done. The mission of the company is to act efficiently, responsibility, and reasonably, always to maintain high integrity and comply with legal and regulatory obligation. So our reporting period is the financial performance of UOA Development Berhad and IOI Property Group Berhad IPG are recorded for the last 5 years, which are 2019 to 2023, and compare them in every year. So I will pass to Kai.
Okay, the next I will show the brief overview of UOA Development Berhad performance ratio from 2019 to 2023 and focusing on their profitability and return on capital. For the first, we will see the gross profit margin. The gross profit margin for 2023 is 43.48%, which implies that the company made around 43 cents for every 1 ringgit for gross profit. Based on the data from UOA Development Berhad, the gross profit margin increased from 39.39% in 2022 to 43.48% in 2023. The increase in gross profit margin is in 2023 was due to high property price and lower construction costs. The next, the gross profit markup for 2023 is 76.94%, which increased that the company made around 77 cents for every 1 ringgit of gross profit. The gross profit markup increased from 59.79% in 2019 to 89.54% in 2022, but decreased from 89.54% in 2022 to 76.94% in 2023. The increase in gross profit markup in 2023 was due to lower property price. And secondly, the operating profit margin for UOA Development Berhad. According to the data from company UOA Development Berhad, the operating profit margin increased from 42.52% in 2019 to 68.30% in 2023. The increase in operating profit margin in 2023 was due to lower construction costs. And thirdly, we will see the net profit margin for UOA Development Company. And the net profit margin for company UOA Development Berhad was increased from 36.98% in 2019 to 47.33% in 2022. Decreased from 47.33% in 2020 to 41.71% in 2021. After that, increased again to 71.71% in 2023 years. The increase in net profit margin in 2023 was due to lower corporate tax rate. And next, we will see the return on capital ratio in company UOA Development Berhad. The first, in 2023, the return on capital employed can say ROCE is 4.93%, which show increase to last year. The ROCE decreased from 7.85% in 2019 to 3.77% in 2022 years. After that, the increase from 3.77% in 2022 to 4.93% in 2023 years. The increase in ROCE in 2023 was due to higher operating profit. Second, the return on equity can say ROE decreased from 7.99% in 2019 to 2.18% in 2020 years. However, the ROE increased from 3.18% in 2022 to 4.98% in 2023 years. The increase in return on equity in 2023 was due to higher net profit. And the next, I will pass to my group member.
So now I will talking about the solvency ratio. It is the liquidity ratio, so we're talking about the most important part. In 2023, the current ratio slightly decreased to 7.97 to 1 from 8.05 to 1 in 2022. This shows that for every 1 ringgit of current liabilities, the company has decreased about 0.08 ringgit of current asset in 2023 compared to 2022, which slightly weaker the company liquidity position. The ratio increased from 4.93 to 1 in 2019 to a peak of 8.05 to 1 in 2022, showing strong liquidity despite the minor fluctuation. So next, it will be the quick ratio. The quick ratio declined slightly to 4.77 to 1 in 2023 from 5.13 to 1 in 2022, reflecting a small reduction in short-term liquidity. According to data, there was an increase of 2.59 from 2019 to 2022, which is from 2.54 to 1 increase to 5.13 to 1. But it decreased slightly from 5.13 to 1 to 5.77 to 1 in the year 2023. This variance saw a strong ability to meet short-term obligation. So next, I will pass to the Kihan.
Let's talk about the efficiency ratio. UOI asset turnover ratio decreased from 80.52% in 2019 years to 5.58% in 2023 years, showing weaker efficiency in generating revenue from assets. The inventory days ratio increased from 766 days in 2019 years to 2,217 days in 2023 years, highlighting slower inventory turnover and longer holding period. Receivable days peaked at the 296 days in 2021 years before improving to 121 days in 2023 years, showing better collection efficiency. Payable days increased from 380 days to 1,406 days in 2022 years before dropping to 573 days in 2023 years, reflecting change in supply payment strategy. Total working capital days increased overall from 529 days to 1,811 days, indicating a longer operating cycle and reduced efficiency. Next is the capital structure ratio. The gearing ratio decreased from 26% in 2019 years to 8.99% in 2022 years, then increased to 15.62% in 2023 years, showing reduced reliance on debt with minimal rebound. The debt to equity ratio decreased from 30.11% to 8.80%, reinforcing a conservative capital structure. Finally, the interest cover ratio increased from 55 times in 2019 years to 2,186 times in 2023 years, showing UOA exceptional ability to service debt comfortable with profit for existing interest costs. So I want to pass to my partner Haji.
A very good day to Dr. Yusaimi and Dr. Roya. If you're watching this video, you can like and comment down below for our group. Thank you. So for my part is comparison of financial analysis between UOA Development, Group Berhad and IOI Property Group Berhad. Comparison financial ratio between UOA and IOI that I already separated. For the current ratio, we can look UOA is 4.93 ratio to 1 and IOI had a current ratio 2.90. And for 2020, UOA have a 6.79 ratio to 1 and it is a bit higher rather than IOI Property Group Berhad, which is IOI only 2.66 ratio to 1. 2021 UOA is 6.64 ratio to 1, IOI current ratio is 3.11 ratio to 1. 2022 UOA is 8.05 ratio to 1 and IOI is 0.47 ratio to 1. And 2023 UOA Development is 7.97 ratio to 1 and IOI 0.66 ratio to 1. So the gross profit markup for 2019, like my other members already presented, I just simplify it. Gross profit markup for 2019, UOA is 59.79%, IOI is 117.71%, 2020 UOA is 74.14%, IOI is 139.79%, and 2021 until 2023, we can look, the UOA started to be higher, and IOI from 19.94% in 2021 started to be lower in 2023. For the net profit margin, 2019 UOA 36.98%, until 2023 it became higher rather than previous years. For the IOI 2019, 30.05% for the net profit margin ratio, and we can look in 2023 started to be higher rather than IOI ratio in 2019. Return on equity, ROE, UOA is 7.9% and the IOI is 7.71%. And the UOA 2020 is 7.36% and 9.1%. We can look from 2021 to 2023, UOA started to be higher rather than IOI. And IOI in 2023 also started to be higher, which is 35.40%. And return on capital employed, ROCE, 2019 UOA is 7.85%, IOI is 5.92%. And we can look until 2023, UOA started to be lower and IOI started to be higher. This shows that ROCE for the IOI is higher than UOA Development, which is it have a greater ROCE ratio rather than UOA Development. And the quick ratio for the UOA is 2.54 ratio to 1 until 2023. We can look it started to be higher for UOA quick ratio, and IOI quick ratio 2.14 started to be lower until 2023, which is 0.51 ratio to 1. Operating profit margin 2019, we can see 7.9%, and until 2023, UOA started to be lower, which is 3.8, which is 4.98%, and IOI became higher from 2019. It became lower, but in the 2023 we can see a bit higher for previous year IOI Property for the OPM 35.40%. And asset turnover ratio from 2019 7.5% until 2023 we can see a bit lower, and the IOI from the 2019 a bit lower, and the IOI became higher rather than previous year, which is 19.1% for asset turnover ratio. And inventory ratio, we can look UOA is 766 days until the 2023 we can see it started to be higher ratio, and IOI in 2019 is 740 days, and it started lower in 2023 588 days only. So total working capital ratio UOA in 2019 429 days, and until 2023 we can look the UOA started to be higher rather than previous year, and the IOI Property Group is 529 days 2019. Until 2023 we can see IOI became lower than previous year 288 days. This shows that UOA Development have a greater total working capital ratio rather than IOI Property Group. Visibility ratio UOA 81 days until 2023 it became higher, and IOI is 59 days in 2019, and it became lower in 2023, which is IOI only 51 days. Payability ratio UOA is 318 days until 2023 we can see UOA is became higher 579 days, and IOI 370 days became lower until 2023, which is IOI only 351 days for the payability ratio. For the gearing ratio, 2019 UOA is 36% until 2023 is 50.6%, and IOI is 47.35% in 2023. And debt to equity ratio, we can see roughly UOA have 8.80% in 2023, and IOI is became higher ratio, 89.94%. Interest cover time is UOA is 2.67 time, for the IOI is 55 time, and the 2.67 time is became larger and larger, which is in 2023 UOA is 2,186 time, and IOI is only 2.66 time for interest cover time. This shows that UOA Development Group have a greater interest cover time rather than IOI Property.
Okay, now we come to the final part, which is the conclusion. So overall, this financial analysis part show that the difference between the UOA Development Berhad and IOI Properties Group Berhad from 2019 to 2023. So UOA demonstrates strong profitability, high liquidity, and stable financial performance, high liquidity and low financial risk, and a conservative capital structure with excellent debt servicing ability. However, it also shows the weakness in efficiency, especially asset utilization and inventory management. So next come to the IOI Property, shows the stronger efficiency performance, particularly in asset turnover, inventory control, and receivable management, but rely more heavily on debt financing, resulting in higher financial risk and weaker interest cover. In conclusion, both companies possess the distinct distinct strengths and their financial performance reflect different strategic priorities within Malaysian property development industry. That's all from us. Thank you.